there. I'm going to show you how to make a salad and a salad dressing. There are many combinations that make a great salad, and there are many combinations that make a great dressing. I'm going to show you the dressing that my dad taught me, that his mother, his French mother, taught him. So it's a typical French dressing. And then when you make a salad, it's really important for you to think about varying elements. They need to be crunchy and tasty and have a few different elements in them. So I've got a selection of ingredients here, and I'm going to put this one together using some lettuce, some rocket. I've got some herbs, some radishes, tomatoes, cucumber. I'm going to show you how to chop lots of things, which is why I'm going to put quite so much in it today. But first of all, I am going to toast some seeds. I really like to put a seed in my salads. Today I've got some lovely pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds. So what you want to do with these is you want to make sure you put them in your pan and just give them a dry fry. You don't need any oil. You literally just need to heat them over, heat until they bring out the flavour and the colour. So I'll put these in the pan. Spread them evenly on the bottom. Turn the heat to medium-high. So to make sure they toast on all sides, you need to give them a bit of a stir. And then when you stir things, you can see there's little rivers of space. If you shake, they will spread out evenly and cover the base of the pan. You can hear them popping away. I don't want them to burn, so I'm just going to give them another shake. You can turn the heat off. At this point, you can smell the smell. You can see them beginning to turn and pop. That is enough. So they don't burn and continue to cook in the hot pan, I'm going to tip them into a bowl to cool. They need to be cool before you put them on your salad, otherwise they'll wilt those leaves. So cool them down. So my seeds are cooling, and this is the moment when I'm going to make my dressing. Now basically, as a rule of thumb, you want about 3/4 in oil and 1/4 acid. So I use an olive oil when I'm making a French dressing, not an extra virgin one. And today I'm going to use a cider vinegar. So I'm going to add a bit of garlic to mine. It gives a little bit of heat to it, actually. I'm going to take the skin off. I can see a little mark on here. I'm going to chop off. And then what I'm going to do is crush it under my knife like this. Because what I want in here is the flavour of the garlic, but I don't want to eat any raw garlic. So I'm just literally going to pop those in so the flavour goes into the dressing. I'm then going to add a little bit of sugar and some salt and pepper. Pinch or two of salt. And there's one last ingredient that's going to go in my jam jar, and that is some Dijon mustard. So I make my salad dressings in jam jar because it's a really good way of emulsifying the oil with the acid, with the vinegar. So give it a shake. It's a good idea to put a piece of kitchen roll on top of your jam jar to stop any excess oil spraying all over your kitchen. So once you've given it a bit of a shake, what you need to do is have a taste just to check that you've got the balance right. So remember, it's going on lettuce, so it'll have a bit of an acid kick to it, which is great. So there you go, there's the dressing already. I'm going to leave it on its piece of kitchen roll here so that it doesn't drip everywhere. So the next thing to do is you've got your seeds, you've got your dressing made. You want to prepare the other ingredients for your bowl. So one of the first things I'm going to do is actually wash my lettuce. If you buy them or have them from the garden like this, they might have some mud in them. So what I've got here is a wonderful salad spinner. I'm going to try and reach. And what I'm going to do is just break the leaves off, looking at them to see if there are any bits I don't like the idea of eating, and that's got a bit of slimy bit on here. So we'll just take that off. And pull the leaves away. You want to use them all. So this bit I just usually twist off like that, and then you've got all the heart and everything in there. Just check through the leaves again, see if they're delish and you want to eat them, and then we'll put those in the rubbish bin. So take this to the sink and give it a wash in cold water. So I fill the bowl with cold water. Give it a gentle move around. Give it a chance for any grit to just sink to the bottom. Lift it out. Let the excess water drain away and tip this down the sink. Give it a shake. Put it back in. We're going to go and spin it. So here we've got our washed lettuce. I'll pop the lid on and give it a spin. Slow it down. Open up and check it's nice and dry. And if it's not, if there's been lots of water in there, what I often do is I tip this down the sink and I spin again. Brilliant. A lovely dry lettuce. I put that into my bowl. Checking again for any bits that might not be as you like it. So there's your base. It's a lovely floppy lettuce. I'm going to add to that some cucumber. Now I'm going to give that a wash. And the way I like to cut it is I'm going to cut a section off and then cut it in half lengthways and chop using my technique. If you don't have a knife as big as mine, just do one at a time like this. I'm going to add some radishes, so they need a bit of a wash too. So I've washed my radishes. I'm just going to chop the top off like that. Now you can either slice them or you can quarter them. I quite like the idea of quartering these guys. So little bridge, knife through, flat side down. That way you get the lovely colours. You get that lovely pink. So I've got some steamed beans here that we had for dinner last night, which I'm just going to use in the salad because they taste great. I'm not going to use them whole like that. What I am going to do is just chop them in half. Maybe even thirds. What else have I got? So I'm going to put a little rocket in because I love that. I don't recommend that you wash rocket because actually it really deflates it and makes it, it absorbs the water and it goes very floppy. It's not great. So that has to come straight out of the bag. And one last thing before I add the seeds is I'm going to put a little bit of coriander in there. And I love coriander, so I'm literally going to break off the leaves like that at the top. And I'm going to put them in. So the seeds are cool. We'll put these on too. So there we've got a lovely salad with all sorts of different ingredients. The chef who taught me would call it a composite salad because it's got lots of bits in it. I mean, you can add tomatoes, you can add cheeses, you can add lots of different things. But this is fantastic for me today. The only thing you've got to do before you serve that is you do make sure you need to dress it. So pour the dressing over it. It always tastes better if you actually dress the salad in the bowl because then you have a chance to toss it and then everything gets covered in your delicious dressing. Although I do understand that some people don't like it, so then you don't need to do that. But the one thing to remember is only dress it literally just before you want to eat it. Give it a shake. Pour it over. And give it a mix. And there we have the most fantastic dressed salad, which goes with all sorts of everything.